What is happening, plebs? We're out here with a ban list discussion because this was dropped on us pretty out of the blue and nowhere. So we're just gonna get straight into this little talk here, and we're gonna go through each one of us real quick. First and foremost, if you don't know who I am for some reason, because I'm the best. I'm GlasgowYGO, and yeah, this is my channel and stuff. Hi. Next up, just going down in no particular order. Actually, it's alphabetical order. Never mind. Cimo, hi.
What's going on, Nadir?
Yeah.
What do you think of that ban list there?
Yeah, it's pretty weird, isn't it?
How's your wallet doing?
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Sorry to go out of order, but Alex, did you actually look at the ban list yet, or is this your first time looking at it?
No, I made the video.
You know,
Okay.
Alex, at least you got like a bubble out of your like investment. You know.
That's true.
So you got something.
Fluffles maintain their values, so I didn't minus.
So that's Cimo with 8 O's. For those of you who want to check out his channel. Next up is Dzeeff here. Hi.
Hey, so I have the smallest channel, and also, fun fact, if you Google Cimo with more than 10 O's, his channel does not come up. So when you try to do a gag on your YouTube channel where you search Cimo with more than 10 O's, and then you realize that it doesn't work because you have to refilm it because it doesn't pop up. So you should, like, fix that somehow.
I figure if someone puts more than 10, like, there's something wrong.
Well, next up we've got House of Plebs. What's happening?
Not much, just chilling here.
Yeah, you're probably the biggest.
I mean, what's good, Twitch?
What's good, Market Watch?
It's gonna be crazy.
You're literally the biggest here, isn't that crazy?
No, I'm tied with Cimo. We're actually dead even.
Oh, really?
No, actually, and I'm gonna admit this to everyone on stream. John is ahead of me by exactly one.
No,
sub
you
right
gained
now.
a sub. You gained a sub.
No, your dick's bigger. No, your dick's
John,
bigger.
you
No,
see
I
your
swear
head.
your dick's bigger. No, yours is definitely bigger. That's all
No,
I'm
they're
hearing right
actually dead even. The lightsabers are clashing. They're dead even right now. That's 24802.
And finally, with the smallest penis, we've got Nyhmnim. Say
You're
hi.
gonna introduce John twice? Oh.
Whoa! The betrayal twice. First he exposes me, then he talks about my nudes on stream.
You have nudes?
Oh shit.
No, I was never doing nudes.
Oh. If we get
He
10
always sends
subscribers
those
in a
to
row,
me.
I'll make sure that I at least attempt to get a hold of these nudes. Okay, boys?
They seriously don't exist. I've actually never taken a dick.
Well, you'll take some for me then.
Should Gage actually introduce himself? real
Whoa, for
quick?
10 subs, shoot a little high.
I should probably introduce myself. Gage, Nyhmnim, officially Nadir's second subscriber, next to himself. So, proud title there.
Yeah, so Nyhmnim is personally one of my favorite from back in the day. When I first started YouTube, playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to religiously watch his videos alongside capital G's, which I kind of regret. But anyway, legit, used to watch Nyhmnim's all his videos, like the fucking stupid tree and stuff that he used to hump all night. That was pretty good. So yeah. Anyway, let's just jump straight into this. Just does anyone want to jump in and tell us a quick overview of, you know, first impressions kind of thing?
Fucking Maxx to 1.
Yeah,
God.
that's like super cool. I don't know.
Emptiness should have been sooner, but I'm very, very happy.
I don't
This
know.
looks like a perfect list for last December.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Remember when Moral Tech got hit?
Really cool. Like I talked about this in my own video, but I like Maxi at 1 because Maxi has like a lot of problems, and it always has. But I think one of the biggest problems was when you snowballed more Maxis. Like you would, and this happened more when it was at 3. But even now, you would like Maxi, and either they stopped their turn, which meant you could just kill them, or they kept going, and then you drew into a second Maxi, and like that snowball effect, just drawing a second Maxi was just really dumb. So I'm glad that you cannot do that anymore.
Yeah, now you can get really sacky and just open the one off.
I was gonna
Well,
say
yeah,
that kind of brings up the argument though. Do you even want to run the one Maxi, or is it just better to just dedicate that?
What
card
to see
slot?
sometimes, not all the time.
Why would you not play a card that when you draw it just
Well, I mean, just like
wins you the
compare it to
game?
other one-ofs like Soul Charge or Foolish or Regeki even. Like, why not play 2 Dark Hole? Because you can actually open a semi-limited card instead of Regeki because it's a limited card, you know?
Maxi is pretty bad mid-game, so, like, you have to open it or, like, it's just terrible. So, like, generally, like that.
I disagree. Maxi is just good at any point.
It's not bad mid-game, but it's definitely less optimal.
Like, unless you're facing down a board that you need an immediate answer to, if your opponent has any development they need to do, Maxi is absolutely insane. Like, the card's ridiculous. I'm just curious to see how often 60-card decks will draw into it now.
So Joshua Schmidt in his Paleozoic list that he won YCS Prague with, he cut Maxi, didn't main it, didn't side it, and his reasoning was that in 60 cards you have a 15% chance of opening a Maxi, which is way too low to justify it, and he didn't want to draw into it because he thought it was just bad mid-game. So I think, like, with one, you could kind of look at that argument and go, well, got a 13% chance to open Maxi, is there really any point in playing it?
Right.
Exactly. So it's only going to be just formats where
What the fuck is this?
What?
Who the hell is Matt?
Hey. You guys remember when I said Discord sucks?
Okay, I had to kick Matt there. I don't know who the fuck that was, but I feel like one of you guys sent out an invite link.
7 people in the chat. Oh my god.
Who the fuck was that?
Doesn't you have to have a link to get here?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You sent Matt a link and said, turn up your music as loud as possible, Matt.
That was insane.
John, I feel like that had something to do with you.
No, I did nothing with that, I swear. I swear on my non-existent
all your
news.
friends lists, and if anyone is friends with any fucking Matts, I'm gonna kill you.
I mean, I got some Matts, but...
Moving on.
You all better start defriending people.
My overall impression, first of all, was like, I said in my video, they didn't touch D-Barrier. Everything else is really fucking peripheral. So, I was really genuinely upset they didn't hit D-Barrier. I think that card is generally cancer.
That card just shouldn't exist. Like,
yeah. If D-Barrier wasn't in the game, I wouldn't have to play like bullshit like Herald of Purple Light to get around D-Barrier and Fuffles.
I don't believe you play that card, Doug.
I bought Ultimates, so we lit. No, but it's pretty bad. It's really
Unlimited
bad.
Ultimates.
Yeah, but it's just like D-Barrier is like such a dumb card, and I guess John and I were talking about how cards that affect like the whole turn are just like really stupid because even if they get like, because what do you play for back row that doesn't need to be like activated at a certain time? Like for Emptiness, at least you could like play back row removal and get rid of it. But like, what do you play to get rid of D-Barrier? Like, not even Night Beam works, and that sounds kind of silly. But like, they can just like chain something to the Night Beam, and then they can just D-Barrier you still. And it's
this is like a general discussion we're gonna have. But as like power creep happens to the game over years and years, there's more and more cards introduced. Like it started all the way back in starter deck Yugi/Kaiba with Wabaku, a card that affects the entire turn. But as it goes forward, more and more we'll see that like different dimension ground, dimensional barrier. Like there'll just be cards that affect entire turns because we're just gonna get a power creep and spell and trap destruction throughout, like Twin Twisters and whatever this double dust tornado thing is gonna be.
Oh, is that the name?
I think Mike Albanese was playing Trap Stun. That was like his way of kind of stopping D-Barrier, which is, I mean, it's a little slow, but I mean, if you survive a turn, it can be pretty good.
But do you even survive a turn? It only works if you go first, because if you go second and they D-Barrier you, then you're setting the trap stun. So it's like, do they have like a second D-Barrier? I mean, that seems like a really good card for going first, but
yeah,
I don't know about going.
I mean, with the options provided, we're kind of just, you know, we're having to resort to these really niche options to try to stop D-Barrier.
I really like Spiritual Swords of Revealing Light or whatever. I don't know if Revealing is the name, but the Spiritual Swords card that came out of the movie pack. I really like that card because like if they D-Barrier you, you can set that and then pass, and it's not like they can Twin Destroy it. Because if they Twin Destroy it, then you still get the battle negation, and if they don't destroy it, then you get like attack negation. And I like the card a lot.
Yeah, so it's like it's not a direct way of removing it, but it kind of just counters and gives you your turn back essentially.
Right.
Yeah. How about Vanity's getting banned? How do you guys feel about that?
Also, Konami forgot to hit
Just before we move on to
Terror
Vanities, I just wanted to really
face.
point out, because someone was kind enough to hit us up with a donation here. Just saying, where's Duncan and Bread? We will be doing one ban list discussion with my Glasgow friends as well eventually. And he also mentioned that I forgot to hit Terror Top, Northern, and Barrier. So that's the stuff that we're going to leave to the end, things that we feel like should have got hit. Which I guess we kind of brought up now anyway since we're talking about Barrier. But yeah, we will be discussing things that we think should have, or, you know, things that they obviously didn't hit but maybe could have got hit. So back on topic, you guys were just about to move on to vanities.
Hashtag sellout, boys.
Hashtag sellout. Please subscribe.
I feel like Emptiness, like it wasn't really doing anything recently, but replacing it with Imperial Order, I feel like it was a replacement. Maybe that's not the correct term, but fucking Imperial Order is insane.
Can't you just pop it with Trident?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, dude. That's not the point.
Turn it off on your own. It's not.
I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Fucking stupid.
All traps are better than Twin Twisters them in the end phase. No, yeah, Imperial Order's pretty crazy.
To be fair, Emptiness Merkaba was just completely ignorant, like really ignorant, so...
Yeah, no, but Emptiness hasn't been seen play recently, because it's like, it's literally one of the most fragile trap cards in the game.
Like, yeah, I feel like it's been popping up still.
Please don't justify the existence of Emptiness just because it like can be outed.
Oh, no, I'm not saying to keep it. That card should have been banned many moons ago, since the Great War, but like, I mean...
Great War?
But like, I'm just saying that as of recently, it would have been more fitting to ban it later. There's Madigan. Holy shit, what's going on?
How can you not just lock this?
How are people like joining, man?
Huh,
like,
I don't know. That's weird. Anyway, I'll just mute him.
Skype when people can just join your call.
All right, that's my thoughts on Emptiness.
Yeah.
Do you not like have moderation in your own chat? Like I don't see any mods, so like you can't kick this guy out of your sub thing.
No, I mean I just like I said, I let the plebs do what they want, you know.
Holy crap!
we ain't restricting anyone here. But anyway, what's the next card we've got up here? So the first one.
What about Tyrant Neptune? Do we even have to talk about that? Like FTKs are stupid.
Was it an FTK? Was it? It was just like a dumb combo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
It was an FTK. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an FTK.
It
did like 5,000 plus something, like auto.
All right. Yeah. That.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
I
did
don't
like
know
5,000 over the course of 2 turns, but I guess it wasn't an FTK then. But you had to have like a Kaiju to out it or something.
I think like the better question.
We could talk about Kirin, but.
Yeah. That was basically what I was going to move on to. I think the better question would be to ask like about Tyrant, whatever his name is. Does anyone want that to stay? Probably not. So. I don't think anyone wants FTKs.
Why would we use stupid cards like that in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kirin. Arguably long time coming.
I miss Kirin already. I love Kirin.
Do you even play this game?
Hello? Yes. Okay. Kirin, like I said, it was one of like the landmarks of like one of my favorite formats, and that's like a nationals format, like the most recent nationals. I still feel like that was one of the most entertaining formats to play because there were so many decks that were okay. And in Kirin, I just love Kirin. Yeah, shut up, CMO. But
well, it's kind of interesting because like I feel like Kirin. Maybe I'm wrong here, but so when Kirin first came out, like it didn't make that big of an impact. I feel like it made its most impact to metal foes recently when it was at 1. I mean, it was still searchable because like you could play it in like Magicians and stuff, but like was that deck
Euros and Nats format had triple Kirin.
When Kirin came out, there wasn't enough high scales to play. Like it would have been played in like Pepe or anything, but there wasn't any high enough scales to accommodate somebody carrying off of pendulums.
When we
You're
got
also
the
forgetting
8-scale
Cosmo
Performer
Dark Destroyer just came out.
Oh yeah.
And so basically, Kirin was worthless.
Yeah,
and
Kirin
also,
is sorry, I'll just finish up. I think Kirin is just really ignorant, obviously, because like it has the Badge Spectre mechanic. Like the bounce during either player's turn is honestly probably quite fair. It's just the fucking, you know, they can't be targeted, can't be destroyed. Like, how do you out that realistically? And thank you, Enigmatic Paradox, for the description. Go on,
yeah, it like sucks because you had to bait the bounce and then kill it by battle basically, and not every deck could like do that because like you were playing it in decks that like could also make, like I mean like when it was first played, you're maybe something like Apex Avian or like other like rank 8s next to it, like Hope Harbinger or whatever. Yeah. Even recently you're summoning like Alkahest next to it, so then you have to deal with an Alkahest and a Kirin and then attack over the Kirin, and it's like that's just like too much for a lot of decks that are like normal summon reliant. Not that like even for the decks that aren't normal summon reliant, it was pretty tough.
Like you needed Kaiju. That was like your only reliable out.
Yeah. And even then, it just goes to the extra deck scale. So it's like, it's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was maybe like the problem with it. I mean, we look at, I don't want to, because Spygale Misty is the one that is basically a Kirin, right?
Yeah.
She ain't a, She ain't a spiral. She's spy
yeah, she's
gal.
not a spiral. But even that card, like, there's like a ton of cards. Even if she was a spiral, it wouldn't be like overpowered. It's just stupid because like you have to spend so much effort getting rid of the Kirin, and then it just gets pendulum summoned again. It's like that just makes it really dumb.
Thanks for the subscription, PDS. So let's move on to the next card. Scrolling down, we talked about Emptiness. We've pretty much talked about Maxi. I guess we're pretty much. I think I'd maybe like to leave the Erratas last.
So I have all the Erratas open if we need to discuss any of them.
Yeah, we'll do that just after the semis and the unlimited. So the next relevant semi, Wisdom Eye Magician.
That's that. I think they're like really trying to push pendulum domination, and like because it comes out right before our nationals. I'm pretty sure.
Too fucking late. I mean, okay, the card like okay, I don't know if the card does anything in the magician thing, but like as soon as the new link summoning rules drop, which isn't actually that far away if we think about it, Wisdom Eye Magician as well as any other cards that like will focus like have their like charm being sent to the extra deck and then being able to come back. Like the fact that you could bring back Wisdom Eye Magician after you activated its effect was pretty cool. But now that's going to be so hard to accomplish. Like, I just feel like, I don't know, it's too late at this point, and I feel like the card will do absolutely nothing with Pendulum Call still at 1.
So I don't pay attention to the OCG a lot. Is Pendulum Call or Wisdom Eye more important to the new edition cards?
Wisdom Eye.
Wisdom Eye?
Wisdom Eye. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can like destroy it, set a skill, add it back, destroy it, set a skill.
Okay. Okay. So then that would make sense that they're trying to at least kind of give that deck something to play with. But
I've always liked that deck. I feel like that was like a good, healthy pendulum deck. It wasn't like overpowered. It felt very fair because you discard it to the graveyard, which is bad for pendulums to be able to like pop things, pop monsters, pop their back row. I thought it was a really fair deck. I was really sad to see Wisdom Eye go to 1. I thought that was probably as powerful as a pendulum deck should be.
Yeah, I mean, because it's not like the Wisdom Guy got effects off of being destroyed, and it's not like Pendulum Call was absurd. I mean, it made use of the mechanics, and the scales were like fair, like the high and low scale, Pulse and Dragon Pit, I think. It's like those skills weren't like absurd, but they were like, I mean, they were playable. They had destruction effects, which was cool. But yeah, I mean, the magicians were far less powerful than the cards, like all the Pepe cards that were played in that deck. So I can definitely. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like the magicians kind of got hit too hard for what they were. I think they're pretty fair.
Yeah. Thank you. I read your fist. Really appreciate it. Alex, go ahead.
I think they were just afraid of double Wisdom Eye. I think just puts you really far ahead with that deck. So I guess you could consider that to be like the power play. But even with that, I do agree with you, Nadir, that that kind of was the best. I don't want to say like balanced, but I guess fair, like you said.
Yeah.
Pendulum deck.
Because like Pendulum Call discards to the graveyard, and then Wisdom Eye needs to be destroyed, but Pendulum Call stops you from destroying. So it's not like you can add and then plus further. It's like, okay, you have your scales established, but that's all you're allowed to do. Like that was just so fair. I think like it was cool.
Yeah.
John, you got any thoughts on magicians?
Not particularly past what I've said already.
Gage?
Like I said, I think it's a little too late for Wisdom Eye. Like, I don't see the deck doing anything.
Yeah. Alright, any particular Kaiju fans here?
Me.
Hashtag tribute the fuck over it.
Well, sadly, they didn't ban the entire Kaiju archetype, which I personally would have liked to have seen. But yeah, interrupted Kaiju Slumber. That's at 2
I just don't understand. I don't understand this. It's really strange.
It's like very random, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Out of all the things, like, I don't know. Man,
I can understand limiting it. Because, like, they limited it in the OCG. I can understand that, but I kind of feel like this just solves the issue that people were struggling with playing the Kaiju engine in the side deck, because people were having to cut down, like, from 4 to 3 Kaijus and play 3 Slumber. But now you can just play 2 Slumber and 4 Kaijus, and now you don't have to think about it.
Yeah, didn't Billy actually, like... Wasn't that what he was playing in his Infernoid list from the YCS Atlanta or whatever?
Yep, I think he was playing Slumber.
Or I don't know. I feel like
he was playing the Kaijus in the main, yeah.
Yeah, but wasn't he just playing 2 Slumber?
I think he played 3 Kaiju.
Oh, I can't. Like he was talking about that. I don't know, but yeah, I mean this card, like it's really good. I have a deck profile from an event that I did on my channel, and the person that I was profiling like said that they were like, yeah, Interrupted Kaiju Slumber is really good because it's a Errata, a dark hole, and an emergency teleport. And I was like, oh, that's kind of silly. And that was before like a lot of people were really playing it. Like people were playing Kaijus, but not so much Kaiju Slumber.
I was just about to mention, I think the Errata effect was like ridiculous. Like the fact that it replaces itself is a little bit stupid.
Yeah, because you're basically getting, it's just stupid because it's once again that snowballing effect. Not quite the same as like Maxx drawing Maxx, but you're like blowing up their whole field and then saying, hey, next turn when you try to summon a monster, I'm gonna kaiju it, so good luck with that. And it's like that's just like really dumb when it has like that 1-2 punch where both punches are so powerful.
Yep.
So funny enough, something we didn't talk about with Emptiness being banned is that pretty much the best way we had to stop getting kaiju'd is now out of the game.
Oh, you're not maining Mask Restrict?
Ooh.
What?
I'm not on that next level game like you, Doug.
Or Summoner Monk?
What are you referring to, Alex?
So, so basically, like as an example, you could have a very well-established board, and if you open Vanities, and if Kaiju was the only way that you could lose, you could shotgun the Emptiness, and then they can't Kaiju your board. And in a lot of cases, that would just completely stop them from it stops them from Slumber, and it stops them from being able to just hard drop the Kaiju on you. But now that Slumber's out of the game, I mean, other than Vanity's Fiend, there's really no other, I guess, very meta-relevant way to stop from getting Kaiju'd.
I mean...
And...
yeah. I don't think it's a viable strategy, though, because, like, Vanity's was at 1,
I mean,
no, I know. It came up, though.
Yeah.
You just have to think what card's more ignorant. Like, is Vanity's Emptiness, like, comparable to that of, like, a Kaiju or Kaiju Slumber? Like, in my opinion, I think Vanity's Emptiness is much more of an ignorant card, and just flipping it up in general is stupid. So...
Yep.
At least you can stop Slumber with Warning.
Yeah, that was actually a cool
interaction. Then you start your Kaiju next turn, and then you die.
Yeah.
At least you don't get board wiped.
Board wiped
until they drop the second one on you.
Alright, next card. Sangan
is Rat, right?
is now at 3. Thoughts on Sangan?
Next.
Next. What is the Errata? So I think the second Errata, fourth Errata rather.
Sangan's Errata is that you can't use the effect during the turn that you add it, and you cannot you can't summon, can't do anything with it basically the turn you add it.
The card you add.
So the goal is to summon it and then pop it and then search your 1 Maxx with Metal Foes.
Yep, that's the only way you can play this card. Actually, that's actually correct.
Oh, you can summon. You can summon. My bad. If you add the monster to your hand with this effect, you cannot activate the effects of the monster with the same name during the turn, so you can summon it.
Yeah, you just rather add Maxx and then like pass. Like you can pendulum summon in Metal Foe and then use it that way, and I still think that's really potent and really good. So like besides that, I don't think Sagan's gonna see any play outside that.
Halfway there to making a sandwich. I guess you can technically make sandwich now with the hero.
We don't have Witch yet. Yeah, but yeah.
Well, you can Witch gets unbanned for us, yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
So sandwich is now legal, basically, boys. Hype.
An old thing people used to do was send it to the graveyard with Prisma in Gladbeast format.
Well, there you go.
Well, it's the thing because you would bring it back and Crush Card with it.
Yeah. Does it not need
OCG also did. They played Sangan and Tour Guide in Metal Foes once Terror Top got limited to 1. Because you can also get out your Archfiend Eccentric for a rank 3 play. So I mean, I guess
did they have more Tour Guides though because they didn't have BA for as long?
I think they only had 1 Tour Guide still.
Okay.
So I think that was just their replacement because at that point you might as well just play that in Sangan because it's a better... I mean, Terror Top you can special, but I mean, I guess you get something off of Sangan. But just a small observation that OCG was doing.
Why haven't we talked about the Rat?
I was just about to move on to that. The very final card before the Erratas. Zoodiac Ratpier. So, Simo, let's start with you since you're probably the only good player here, apparently, according to the last event. So, you took that deck, and you almost topped. You lost to the break, unfortunately. But yeah, you're Rat set 2. How do you feel?
Excuses.
I don't feel that... I think Rats, especially once Maximum Crisis comes and we get stuff like Leica and Hammer Kong, I still think the deck is fine. it's not going to be as consistent because we only have 2 rats, obviously. But we still have Terratop at 3, we still have Tanky at 3, we still have Barrage at 3. I still think the deck's fine.
Well, the thing is, right, I would agree with you if, like, they hit other stuff. So, like, everything else went under the radar. So, like, they hit Zoo, but, like, they didn't also hit everything else to compensate. So it's going to be hard to see, like, just how... Do you know what I mean? Like, you reduced the power of one deck, but then, like, that could fall really far behind.
Yeah, and especially with Imperial Order as well coming out, that gives a really big boost to Paleo, in my opinion, because Paleo plays, like, 4 spells. And Paleo, we still have Totally Awesome at 3, where OCG has it at 1. And as we've seen, Paleo is a very good strategy to combat Zoo as it is, and we also have Infernoids as well. So I kind of discussed this in my video that I think the scales of power are going to tip, and Zoo's still going to be relevant, but Paleo and Infernoid might actually just take over at this point, just because of the loss of that consistency. But the deck's not dead. I can say that for sure.
It gets better next.
I think that...
Go on, Genj.
Okay, Terratop, just Terratop is still the complete Zoodiac fusion substitute combo. You end up with another monster and +2 for card draws. I don't know if anybody's found it except for me and a couple other people yet, but it's pretty cool.
Duncan posted it.
Yeah.
Duncan, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It's Duncan, man. Of course he did.
That's not
Is
how
he using
and everything?
Garbage Lord?
Is he using Tiger King and shit?
How many Armageddon Knights does it require?
I don't know if it is Tiger King, but I'm pretty sure just the regular fusion sub combo works. Just with the Terratop, like doing it the normal way. I don't think you need to play anything weird about it.
Yeah, it's just that you can't just do it off of the rat. You need the Invoker, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. I guess you wouldn't, no. No, you wouldn't. You can just do it off of one rat, because you can just put any random sea monster on top of the one you summon.
I haven't seen it without Tiger King yet, so I'm going to have to look into that.
Because you need the Tensu, right?
Yeah, I still think the deck's really potent, though. Like, I still think it's really powerful and everything. It still has all of its combos. It's just the thing is you have to use your normal summon to complete most of the combos, which that's not even a bad thing, though. Like, I still feel like the deck's like really powerful. So,
but Paleo got buffed.
Yeah, John, what do you think of Frog? Should they have been hit as well to like put them side by side, or?
I feel like something should have checked them a little, but like Imperial Order is a buff no matter how you look at it to the deck, because you get to play your spells like first. You get to play all your spells first, which actually dig very far into your deck. Like of course Desirous has a chance to banish it, but like you're playing Card of Demise as well, so like you can try to dig as far as you want before like having to activate that as well. And it's a trap card, which obviously goes automatically with the theme. You got buffed in the last set with Lost Wind as well, and that helps recur in your deck constantly under Imperial Order. So it's like just this huge boost to the deck, while Anti-Spell is still at 3 as well.
Yeah, I was surprised like they didn't at least put like Toad to 2, which doesn't sound like much, but you know, that would be something.
It would have made it harder to keep recycling, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been something, you know, to show
even
that Konami's
like
looking.
Even if it's just a minor hit, it's something.
You could have hit something bigger, like the Frog Engine itself. Like, the Frog Engine would have been the easiest hit.
What would you hit, though? Like, without
crippling swap to 1.
The swap would be, like, a bit much, though, I mean...
It would have hurt it a lot, yeah, but like you said, who needs starter cards? Like,
Before we talk about like frogs and the Erratas, can I just mention one thing about the rat thing again?
Yeah.
So we don't see this happen so close together, but seeing we just got the OCG list. With the OCG list, I saw a lot of people complaining that Zoodiacs got hit too much because like the bans on Raj and Trident were like crazy, and then Rat was limited and stuff. People were like I actually saw a lot of people in Zodiac like complaining that Zoodiacs got hit way too much. And then for us, we just get Rat semi-limited, and I feel like I'm seeing the same people complain that they weren't hit enough. So do you guys feel like there was a middle ground there?
I feel like people just like to complain.
Garage limited. Oh well, yeah, that too. People just love complaining. But like,
you literally see people complain about one thing and then the other. No matter what, they're not going to be pleased. They actually just like to complain about the game, and that's part of why they stay in the groups or comment sections. Like, they literally just love to complain. Like, that's what gets them there. And This was a very nice middle ground. You didn't expect Rat to be the hit. Almost every single discussion I heard, including my own, said, well, if we hit this in the extra deck, if we hit that in the extra deck, if we limit this, if we hit Terratop, nobody realistically thought with Maximum Crisis coming out that they were just going to slap Rat.
Yeah. And the only other time that this has come up so close together was when Secrets of Eternity dropped. People complained that there was no chase card in the set because there really wasn't. Monolith was good, and there might have been a couple other decent cards, but there's nothing that you could pull to make your box money back.
Ulti
and then,
Gungnir.
so people complain about that. What?
Ulti Gungnir.
Boo!
That's close, 1/8 of it. And then Secret Forces came out really close to that. So you have a set that's perfect for pulling cards where your box, you make up all your money because you have three. Well, you have 2.5. Yeah, I mean Trish was pretty expensive, but you have 2.5 cards that will sort of recuperate your loss for the box. And in a lot of cases, people were plussing way more than the box, and people then complained that there was short prints. I felt like that was a pretty good example of when the Yu-Gi-Oh community was complaining about both ends of the spectrum. You can't have it. You can't have every single box pull $80 cards. It's because then that just doesn't make any sense. Because then they wouldn't be $80.
Right. Yeah, you see World Superstars, and there's just not enough. You have Stick Chair, and then there was nothing for the longest till Galaxy Soldier Rose, way later, but not for initial box sales. And what's that one Chronomaly that was used in
Neberdisc?
Yeah, Neberdisc. And then you fast forward to the set High Speed Riders, and it's just chock full. You have Break Sword, you have Omega, you have Terratop, you have all these money cards, and people are oh well, and they still complain later. They're Omega's too much, if it Break Sword's too much, and then there were Fog Blades, the entire Phantom Eggs. That was a huge Hidden Arsenal money set, and then people complain about it and complain, but there was so much you could get out of your packs that it was awesome. And
let's not go too far off topic. Because we are limited for time. But we were talking about things that they probably should have hit for Zoo. So personally, the way I see it, I don't think they should have hit any of the Zoo deck. I feel like they should have hit Norden, they should have hit Terratop, and potentially Invoker. Well, I guess if you hit Terratop, Invoker's fine. But yeah, Terratop and Norden were the main culprits, I think, for just making
Invoker still would have been a problem for Metal Foe.
Yeah, but I don't think that's unfair, because Metal Foe sucks. It does. Over this weekend, there's 3 major events: top 32 at YCS Prague, top 16 at Guatemala, top 16 at the UDS. There was 3 Metal Foes tops between all 3 events. The deck sucks,
Interestingly enough, if you limit Daigusto Emerald to 1, that kind of solves the problem, because then you can't fusion substitute
There's lots of ways to hit that specific combo, but I think let's be real. Norden is the problem, because Norden has done so much unfair, stupid, just dumb stuff and combos throughout the past 2 years or something it's been around for, and it's just Norden is just ridiculous. If they hit that, the deck becomes fair again.
I feel like USA Konami tries to leave enablers for other decks alive as long as they can. You remember there was a point where people just called for Brilliant Fusion to be hit over and over, but it survived through time and it was fine. And then Terratop was an on and off problem. It would come, it would go, it would come, it would go. Really a lot faster lately as a problem. But at the same time, if you hit Invoker, Terratop's no longer a problem, period. You're making a Totem Bird, that's kind of cool, I guess. You're probably not playing Terratop without Invoker as well.
Well, I don't know. Totem Bird's really good right now.
And I agree. People might still play it for that play, but then it's just not as good as it was. You're able to make an Invoker and force their pops, or you're able to go into Totem Bird depending on your play. And then the Kaijus are still a thing, of course, which have gone down. They've actually gone down and played as side decks rather than main decks, but. It's just this kind of thing of I don't think as many people would be playing it without Invoker there.
Well, I don't know. You have to just kind of decide your outs. A free rank 3 in any capacity is good. Free Totem Bird's good. Free Phantom Knights dude good. Just getting this free kind of advantage off of nothing is crazy, I think. So it's the 1-card combos with Zoodiac and everything. Just being able to generate that much stupid advantage off of a card, that just there's no reason not to play because it's free. It's a free plus.
But just like Brilliant Fusion, you have to play your Garnet, you have to play your Takum Tombor. You give up a bit of consistency.
Yeah, of course, but the payoff for it, just a free anything, like in Gem Knights, it's a free level 5 plus an additional normal summon, plus the fact that you can just send a monster to graveyard. Like, the benefits, the upsides of it is just so good. And I don't know, I just feel like even if Invoker was banned, like I feel like people would still play maybe like the engine just to have that free kind of totem bird. Or that free Phantom Knight dude, because like the Phantom Knight dude can even out a back row before you go into your combo or something like that. Like, remember when people would make Diamond Direwolf just to tribute Diamond Direwolf to pop one back row card? Like, I feel like it's just kind of that like power spectrum that you're looking at, where the advantage you get off of one card like that's kind of absurd.
Yeah, you still have 9 other ways to get to Rat. So.
Yeah, like you still have your 3 rats themselves. You have your 3 barrage. I think it's... What is happening on your screen, Eddie?
I have no idea.
I just saw 3 Armatiles, but I guess they're tokens or something.
But John, I don't think that Takatomborg is like a super good comparison to Garnet, coming from someone that's like has been playing both of those cards for like a million months. Because like when you draw Garnet, like the Brilliant Fusions are actually just like useless, like completely useless. Where like if you draw like Takatomborg, like yeah, it like sucks and it's kind of salty, but you can still like special summon the Terratops, like and even after just like in the long game, you can after you activate like your first Brilliant Fusion, unless you like use Emerald to shuffle back the Garnet and the Seraphonite, you're stuck with just 2 dead cards in your deck. But after you resolve the first Terratop, you still have 2 level 3 monsters that you can just special summon and like attack with or whatever, which might not seem very good, but it is better than drawing spells that can't be played. I don't know, I just saw some people in the chat saying that...
Yeah, it's way better, but again, you have to draw the other piece with it. Like, if you draw just Takatomborg without your Terratop, that sucks heavily.
Yeah.
It's just like I said, the payoff for it, like that's the reason people play.
Yeah, the payoff's great, but like again, I really feel like if you didn't have Invoker, because you're trying to use it as a starter card more so than a wall typically, then you only go into it when you have your other starter cards.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Should we move on to the erratas?
Yeah, let's do that. John, you did a video on the erratas. You want to take it through?
Yeah,
take us through
I have them all up in the tabs. So Brain Control can only go for cards that can be normal summoned or set. So nothing from the extra deck can be Brain Controlled now. A lot of cards that like have in their text cannot be normal summoned or set. You can't take any of those. Kind of sucks, in my opinion. Imperial Order, you must pay, so you can no longer optionally turn off Imperial Order. You must pay 700 life points.
Hang on, let's go through them one at a time.
Okay.
So let's go with brain control. So obviously the big change is the fact that you can only target normal summoned monsters that can be normaled. So that's a huge change. You can't even fucking target Wolf if you want for like banter. But yeah, it's pretty big change. My initial thoughts is that we're probably not gonna like see it in play for a while. I think we're gonna have to wait for a certain format. But as of right now, I don't think it will see any play.
I feel like Econ is better in most situations.
Econ and Mind Control are just better.
Yeah, just play Mind Control. Like, the card is astoundingly bad. How it's so bad. Like, there's no ideal monster. There's no ideal monster that you're gonna normal summon that I want to take. That's gonna stick on the board. I mean, okay. The only thing I could see is if you manage to stop maybe like the Zoodiac combo midway through with like a Maxx, you're one Maxx now.
Even then they always go up into Trident at least, even for the +1.
Yeah, I mean, but then you could probably take like a Ratpier if you manage to like get them to pull them out of the deck. But like outside of that, the card's so bad. Like, there's no good monsters that I just want to take.
With my single Maxx, this is how I'll get my 3rd Ratpier. I also like to play Lullaby of Obedience, so I get a 3rd Ratpier when I take it out of your deck. For everybody who's still playing Zoo.
I think Lullaby is such a good card, but that's besides the point. Yeah, so Brain Control, TLDR, sucks. Next card, let's leave. I want to talk about Imperial Order last, because that's that needs a bit of its own discussion, if you know what I'm saying.
We already talked about Sangan, unless you want to go over it again.
Yeah, we did talk about Sangan actually. Because
Brionic is still super busted. We have it at basically it's just limited to once per turn, so it's a generic 6 still. You can discard to the graveyard any number of cards and target any that many cards your opponent controls, return them to the hand. Just a hard once per turn.
Bryonic is still.
So don't hate me for this, but is that any better than Coral Dragon? And I love Brio, like I love that card, but like Coral Dragon's like really cool. I mean, I know it destroys cards and you can't destroy multiples, but it also like floats. I don't know, like.
I don't know. I still think Bryonic is just better in the capacity that you can bounce more than one per turn.
Yeah, bouncing is huge, and like in mill decks that you're already running stuff you want to get to the graveyard, like any lawn mowing deck / grass deck, like you're gonna have a bunch of bricks. So like being able to like maybe utilize this in those decks, especially if you're like playing Ghost Ogre, able to like instant fuse since we still have Nord and bring it back, go with whatever like. Bad card Lumina, and Lumina's not bad, but that's just an example. Like you're gonna have plays that can bring out Baryonic in decks that play Synchros in their graveyard capacity, and then you're gonna be able to pitch dead cards or cards that would be a resource in your graveyard to the grave. And I think there will be plenty of decks that run multiple cards you would want to pitch from hand to grave.
And even I guess the real question is that when you normal summon Neptibus and then activate Instant Fusion for Theseus, are you going for Coral Dragon or Bryonic first turn?
Well, let me ask, why would you make that play? Why would you go to Theseus when you could just get Deep Sea?
Just a joke. Then... That was a suggested combo.
Also, you'll get your Mermail effects, right?
Yeah, that's what makes it cool. I would like. I think Bryonic is just in Mermails. Even like it's way better than Coral Dragon because in a deck where you're just trying to like OTK as much as you can, being able to pitch multiple monsters to clear like even back row, which I don't believe is something Coral Dragon can do. Correct me if I'm wrong, but.
I'm not seeing this hard once per turn errata, by the way. Maybe I'm retarded, but I don't see the hard once per turn.
You can only use this effect of Bryonic the Dragon once per turn.
Huh, okay.
I think
that's the first line.
If you're on Wikia,
if you're on Wikia, they're not going to show up. You have to go look up the erratas.
Right. Okay. Because I guess the errata is like not up there. Right. That explains.
I think a deck that's going to take advantage of new Brio is the Lightsworn Shiranui deck. Because like you can do something, or Lightsworn like Zombie Shiranui or something like that. Because like you can do something as simple as Snow and Plague Spitter and make Brio bounce everything your opponent has, and then dump a bunch of cards from your hand to grave that you want in the grave anyway, and pretty much just combo off from there. So that's like a cool way to just give that deck even more of an edge. We saw that deck getting really popular.
Another change is that used to you could do your own cards, so you could do degenerate stuff with your equip spells like Premium and stuff, and that's gone. It's opponents only.
What?
Is it opponents only now?
Yeah, that was the other huge change. So you can't do degenerate stuff with your own stuff.
Is the discard a cost?
You can discard to the graveyard any number of cards, comma, according to the text that I'm reading. So that's weird. I don't think
it's
that's
not a
right.
cost to discard?
No, it would have to be a cost. There's no way that they reverse that.
It has to be a cost, I would think.
Discard like 4 Shaddolls or something.
We're talking about the company that forgot to put tuner for Theseus. So
who really knows?
I'm just saying, it wouldn't surprise me if it slipped by them.
I think it's really strong overall. What? I think the card's really good, not busted. I think it's good still.
Wait, I have a question. When do we get the all these erratas released to us here in the TCG?
It should be in Duel Saga here. Duel Saga has Brio. It's March 31st. So the exact day the ban list hits. So we get Rescue.
We get to play one day with all the broken card effects. One day with all the other stuff.
Oh, if you have locals like that Thursday night and you go to an OTS, I guess... Well, no, because they're not even street legal until Friday, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, all right, next up.
They're not street legal. The set's not street legal, but like all the old cards, you can still play with them for one day.
They'll be unbanned.
Whoa.
That'll be crazy.
Because the list comes out March 31st.
Yeah, I'm so confused. Like the list comes out the same day the set does.
30th, does it? Let me hold on.
No, March 31st. It is. And the set comes out March 31st.
Nyhmnim's wet dream down the drain.
Oh, I thought it was the 30th. I was like, oh shit.
Alright, so moving on, we've got Future Fusion. That's a new errata.
Alright, so Future Fusion is continuous spell card still. So, first one, during your next standby phase, so we are playing Protect the Future Fusion. After this card's activation, reveal one fusion monster from your extra deck, and if you do, send the fusion materials for that fusion monster from the deck to the graveyard. And the second effect is pretty much the same. During your second standby phase after card activation, fusion summon one fusion monster with the same name as the monster you revealed with this card's first effect from your extra deck. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. When that monster is destroyed, destroy this card.
card's poopy.
Yeah, so it's Future Fusion just one turn later.
Yeah, no, so it's like it's legit just a -1 when you play it and does nothing because there's no way the card's staying on the field for a turn.
Future Fusion is really bad right now, but I think if no one's gonna play it because it's garbage. But if it goes to semi-limited and then becomes unlimited, I actually could see it being played potentially in some decks that are like fusion based. Just because like if you have like 3 of them. And you can like play a deck where you also can make like a bunch of threats on board, and they can't like when it becomes like a choice of them like killing your already good board or your Future Fusion, like they're gonna kill the board. Some Future Fusion can like do shit. So like I feel like that's a card.
Yeah,
that,
I feel like Future Fusion could kind of work in BA.
Potential if it's.
I feel like it would work if it was maybe at 3, but because maybe like Eidolon could play it or some shit. But like,
would Magic Deflector reset it, or would it continue through to where next standby phase you got to dump? Because that would stop a lot of spell and trap destruction.
Ooh, I don't know.
Because that could be the only way I could see to like combo with it and protect it from things like Twin Twister, MST, Cosmic Cyclone. But then it's still going to get Castelled. It's still going to get like Bryonic now.
Oh shit! You like Nadir's comment? They Future Fusion and BA. I like that.
Yeah. Ooh, Dante send 3 BAs. Ooh.
I think one interesting application, I think what the OCG did when Future Fusion got unbanned for them, I think they were playing it in Infernoid, because it basically just acted like another copy of Void Imagination, because they could just get Tiara, and if like it lasted for the next turn, they could just, you know, send all the crap that they needed.
Oh yeah, I mean it's really good in Infernoid, but the thing is that deck is really inconsistent, so like it could be quite a neg.
But I mean it was something they tried out.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd just throw it out there.
It's tough because like Dryden is like in every like you can just assume if you're going second or even if you're going first, like your opponent's going to summon Dryden on their first turn. It's hard talking about a card like Future Fusion where that like loses so hard to that.
Yeah.
Maybe someday. I don't know.
So what's next? Rescue Cat?
Rescue Cat. Rescue Cat, you can only use the effect of Rescue Cat once per turn, so it's a hard once per turn. You can send this card to the graveyard, special summon 2 level 3 or lower beast type monsters from the deck, but their effects are negated, and they are also destroyed during the end phase. So the changes here, I believe, are their effects being negated in the hard once per turn. So it's still pretty good.
No, it's actually pretty bad still, I think. There's just nothing good you can pull. Nothing. Like, no good cards. Like, I mean, 3 or lower beast is poop. Like,
okay, like, let's all just think about this for a moment, that we can now do Summoner Monk into Rescue Cat into 2 X-Saber Airbilums into 2 Darkstrike Fighters. Once again, in 2007, we made it. We never thought it was coming back, and yet here it is.
What is it? Wait, what does Darkstrider Fighter do again with the errata it had?
It's terrible. Like, I don't know. It's like really bad. It's really bad. I don't think it can contribute itself. I think you like can't attack with it or something. Let's see. During your main phase 1, you contribute 1 monster.
Yeah, because you would attack and then you send the Darkstrike Fighter.
Yeah, so now you can only do it during main phase 1, so it's really bad. But I want to do that combo anyway because like that combo, man, that was a good combo that I was too young to play, so now I can just do it.
I think Rescue Cat's okay considering Link format's coming up, because anything that just generates more monsters that you can use for Link summoning fuel is pretty good. And considering a lot of beast monsters are Earth type, that just means more easy ways to get to Mrs. Radiant. And they're getting that new search card that searches out Rescue Cat, even though your opponent has to give it to you. So, I mean, it's okay. It won't do anything immediately. But
yeah, it's a busted effect for eventual times.
Yeah.
What's the doesn't Rescue Cat basically just suck now, right?
For now.
Right.
I think
clarifying.
it'll be
Yo,
better.
can we get Fishboard Blaster back?
Shut up, Gage.
All right, and then finally we have Imperial Order here. So, Errata, you now have to pay 700 during each player standby phase, so 1400. If you cannot, no optional turn off anymore. If you cannot pay 700 life points, destroy this card. While this card is in the spell and trap zone, negate all spell effects on the field.
All right, let me just say something real quick. I think it's not a secret that I despise Floodgates.
Oh, my boys!
With all my fucking, I don't know who that is. I hate Floodgates so much, and it's just the worst thing ever. And that this deck is yeah, it's just I hate Floodgates, and the fact that they would make something that just negates all spells. Now I see what they did with the Errata. They made it so you couldn't. It was really degenerate before because you could just like switch it off and then play your broken cards and you're good to go. But now it's just yeah, it's still broken. I hate it. I hate it. Someone tell me.
Anti-spell definitely should have got hit if this was coming back. Like, it's insane the amount of spell hate that this provides. It's a buff, obviously, to Paleo. Like I said, you get to play your spells first, then set your stuff, and any card like that where you get to play your stuff and then do it and then turn your opponent off from it, seems really unfair. And anti-spell was already like, you know, called for the list over and over and over, and then it kind of became like people stopped asking because time just passed, and like they still want it there, but they just gave up on asking. Kind of similar to Emptiness, and then Emptiness finally got banned. So I feel like that combined with anti-spell is just unfair.
Yep, I hate that so much.
What's that continuous trap that protects trap card? Continuous trap.
Imperial customs.
I find it so scary that you guys knew that so quickly.
I have max rated trap monsters, so fuck you.
No, it was a very popular like troll, not even troll strategy. It was an actual viable strategy for tournament. Like, and then people like eventually caught on, and like you know, Royal Decree's a thing, but like people actually tried to make those kind of stall walls a real thing for a while.
I mean, Imperial like a Yu-Gi-Oh anthology. Yeah. Imperial Custom and Cyber Shadow Garden is like a pretty strong lock when you have spider statue of Ancients.
Well, the more realistic thing was using it with Emptiness. Like, that was kind of stupid.
Okay.
They both got the Imperial guy, though. That's kind of cool.
So I think a good place to take this stream right now would be YCS Denver is April 8th and April 9th, which is only a week after this list is legal, even though we have it now to look at.
I was actually going to do the
what do you guys
stuff
think
that
is going to? What do you think is going to do well?
We're actually going to talk about the things that should have maybe been hit, and then we're going to just like let the chat kind of contribute as well. If you don't mind, Alex, of course. I mean, feel free to take charge. Like,
take the show. The second thing is super in here by two.
No, that's fine.
And also, somebody do me a favor and tag me in Duncan's post where he had the combo figured out.
He took it. I told him to take it down because I want to make it into video. I'll send you it after.
I wanted to make a video.
Ooh, look at you.
You could just do it while we're streaming.
I haven't even read it yet. I'm not gonna lie.
No, wait. Simo's passed me by 4 subs. Oh no.
I'll unsub from him. That'll.
Now the biggest tuber in this chat, so obviously he has the control.
So yeah. What should have been hit? Perhaps anything else that we didn't see in. Okay, Norden. Anything else?
Should grass have been hit? How do you guys feel about that?
No, grass shouldn't have been hit. Like,
I feel like that one card's coming out. The Ghost Ash is coming out and gonna check a lot of cards. But at the same time, it's the same kind of thing. Like, well, I can play one card to force it, and then because it's a hard one's turn, like all the other ones, right? And so then you can just play your next card. So like you just have to play multiple cards kind of to force it. So like that's not really an excuse to avoid a card, but at the same time it's been a huge natural check for it in the OCG. So
yeah.
So I think grass is actually really cool from a deck building standpoint, just because it adds like a new dynamic. So like previously you never really had with cards like that are like super powerful. Like think about like playing Soul Charge or anything. You didn't have to worry about like what your opponent had in their deck. Like, yeah, they could like max your Soul Charge or your combos, whatever. But with like grass, you're like looking at a potential situation where the card becomes so popular that like you just can't resolve it, like thus making grass decks worse, which means they fall out of popularity, which means that the event that they fall out of popularity, they're then suddenly good again for the few people that stuck with it. I know in Josh's deck profile, he like mentioned that he only resolved it like a handful of times at the event because a lot of the top 32 was playing like 60 card decks. I think it's just like really interesting that you could just like build your entire deck around a card, and then just because it's a popular card, it just doesn't work.
I find grass to be so funny because so many people, especially who are very dedicated 40-card deck players, they'll laugh when they see a 60-card deck because they're like, "Oh, haha, you only have like a 10% chance or whatever to get your grasses greener." But then when they get it, they feel like they got sacked because their opponent actually drew the grass, and then they're gonna mill 20 or whatever, and then they're like, well, if you didn't draw the grass, I wouldn't have lost. But that's kind of the whole point of the card. But I agree with John. I think Ghost Dash is just gonna solve the problem with that card.
You just have to know to hold it. You hold it.
I think that card is fucking busted, by the way. Like, Ghost Dash is...
Ghost Dash?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
every single Ghost card has been really good. Like, Ghost Ogre came in and out, Reaper came in and out, but they're all...
They're still really, like, good. They'll have their formats where they'll just be broken.
Yeah. Any hand trap. Like again, like, new mechanics, like I was touching on earlier, like, are just going to introduce more and more and more as power creep. So we'll have more and more hand traps, more and more cards that... go and last the entire turn. More on YouTube. Just sneak that in there.
So one thing that I think is controversial that I'm just going to put out here, people would mention snow a lot. I don't think snow is particularly that unfair. Using it multiple turns with Infernoids is very powerful, but I don't think it's super unfair.
Just side deck Soul Release, that solves that problem.
But then you just chain it.
Yeah, but you make them burn 7 cards, and you get rid of their Infernal.
No, Max Reynolds cited 3 of it, because like you could, if they have like 2 Snow Engrave or even 3, you can Soul Release and you target the snow, so it forces them to immediately, when you have no cards on field, banish like 7, 14, or 21 cards, and then they don't even get the Book of Moon effect because you're using it like to start your turn with.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool.
And then you're also targeting like Infernoids with the other targets, so that means they're probably going to banish those anyway, so you're getting rid of their other resources, so you're just accomplishing one goal or another either way.
But see, when you mill Maxine and banish it with snow, and then you add it back with Amaterasu, like, this is just so fun.
Ooh, you're single Maxine now.
No, you mill it, though, because you're milling 20 cards. You probably hit it, right?
Now you'll see it some of the times, but not all the time.
Do you think people would still play 60-card decks if Grass was at 2? I think 60 is the new 40, man, but that's a whole other topic.
I wonder what the probability is on that by just taking out the 1 grass.
I'd probably say like 8%-ish.
I'll do the math right now while we talk about the next subject.
So yeah, guys, in the chat, if you tag me in the chat and then just write like a random question, I can just throw out to the boys here.
And also, if you use code BODE5 right now, and then use your Amazon Prime account to go and subscribe to that ear right now, he will take a shot for every subscriber. Ooh.
So, as you can imagine, if you've just joined stream, I just got my sub button on Twitch, so feel free to hit that sub button. And if you have Amazon Prime, it's going to be completely free. Helps me out. Would appreciate it. Would really love it, guys.
And he's got a bottle back under the bed, and he is ready. His body's ready.
Why is Book of Moon still at 1?
Don't think you'll be Nadir's first subscriber. I already claimed that title.
He's already going to take a shot to Gage.
So. Alright, what we'll do is, because there's so many questions coming in, I'll just ask a random one of you a question, and you just have to answer it in like 2 sentences, okay? Alright, let's go with that. Alright, Doug, why is Book of Moon at 1?
Snow is at 3 and it's a monster.
Okay.
Wait a second. Let me. I guess.
No. That's not how the game works. That's not how the game works.
That's -1 in the game. That's why.
Okay. John, how did the ban list hurt Chainbird?
Come on, Imperial Order really hurts the chain part of it, but that's about it.
Thank you, Rayquanza, for the subscription. Appreciate it. Simo, Toad should have gone hit. Discuss. In 2 sentences.
Paleozoic is best deck.
Sure. Infernoids for this format, Gage.
Sure, why not? Because 60 card Infernoid was already good.
Awesome. Doug, can Kaiser come back?
Sure.
Okay. You're wrong, but sure.
Wait.
Alex, what do Zoo players do to still do the Black Sheep? Okay, that's actually a bit of a long question. Where's the Dragon Chaos Emperor Dragon Errata, and should it come back? I'll just add that little bit extra on.
Chaos Emperor Drata-Ragan isn't that good. So
Drata-Ragan. Errata Dragon. Let's see. John, no barrier hit. Thoughts?
Barrier, I feel like
we're heading into link format where it helps support the links and then doesn't, you know, it hurts everything else that has existed till now. And we've seen in the past, I know this is long, sorry. I know in the past, that typically when something's coming out and something's there that was a quote-unquote problem, but it supports the new stuff, they go forward letting the thing that's going to support the new thing stay around. So I think that's a huge reason why barrier is still full.
Okay, you just lost the next 7 questions because you just answered it as 4.
Gage, any zoo topping Denver?
Zoo topping? Yes.
In Denver?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Who are we back to? We're back to Doug. Why is Stratos still banned?
It's a 2-card OTK, and also Konami hates Stratos.
Ooh, broken 2 cards. Wow. Alex, opinions on invoked artifact Windwitch now?
It's still good. Nothing got hit, but it's still anti-meta. So.
John, thoughts on synchro archetypes and how they ruin the link mechanic? It's a bit of a loaded question, but okay.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because we have Gofu and they don't, but we probably won't have Go. I think we're going to get another ban list before we get links, so
really,
it's really hard. Yeah. There's almost no doubt because we'll have worlds. This is how it typically happens.
Your biggest video is the world's final. Your biggest video.
Yeah, well, the worlds will have its thing, and it'll be all the combined ban lists, whatever. And then we might have links like for that. I think they'll play maybe with links, but maybe not. It's really hard to tell. And then afterwards, we'll have links introduced, and usually after worlds, we get a ban list somewhere within a month of there. So,
it's a pretty big sentence,
new mechanic. John. And a new thing, we will. Yeah.
John uses run-ons.
Gage, why are Inzectors still on the list?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
I'll fucking know, because...
That's 2 sentences, stop. Next question.
This game's really fun. I like this. Doug, do you think that either Thrasher or Instant at 3 are staples now with 2 rats?
How the fuck would Thrasher be a staple?
I don't know.
What? That's like asking, do you think like Herald of Purple Light will be a staple now and Maxie's at 1? Like, what the fuck are we talking about here?
Yes.
Alex, thoughts on Dinosaurs coming out a month from now?
Dinosaurs are going to be a really good deck going into Link format because they don't need the extra deck, and Rescue Rabbit's still a really good card.
All right, I gotta go. So see you guys later. But it was really fun hanging out with everybody.
All right, take care, John. Bye.
Later.
I love you.
I think that's a good place to end it off because we have just hit the hour mark. So this has been really fun, guys. Yeah, it's a good discussion. Shout outs to John who had to leave and stuff. Yeah, Alex, you want to say goodbye? We'll go through you guys one at a time and leave any shout outs, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to talk about this and just have fun for an hour. If you guys want to subscribe to me and make sure I maintain my sub lead against John. Cimo, C-I-M-O with 7 O's after that. You can't miss it as long as you don't go over 10.
Apparently.
Hey, if I make a channel called Steamo that is like all about... Oh, wait. Never mind. I'm saving that. Never mind.
I'm saving Steve-O. Yeah, Doug, say bye.
Hey guys, can you subscribe to me so that I pass Gage? Because that'll make me feel good about myself and help my ego, because I'm a narcissist. Goodbye.
Gage. He actually left.
He left.
He just went.
Hey guys, if you want, you didn't want this backlash. Hey, if you guys want to subscribe to me, I haven't been relevant since like 2014. But if you want to subscribe to Nyhmnim, you can still do that. Shout out to Pro Play Games and Ultra Pro. And, yeah, and Alex, hit me up, please, after this. Thank you.
Alright, thanks YouTube, and we'll see you next time.